bash in the background while speaking. So.
Down to Damien Moana. He'll be hard to stop. Irons coming across, but Damien Moana's got too much speed to burn, and the young rookie goes in for his first ever SRL try. Final tackle now, Murphy. They go to Kay. Kay puts it in, and Luke Malkus, the Cowboy skipper, goes in for the try. Just inside the Panthers 30, tackle 4. They're going to go for it early. It's White again, and he's drilled it straight through the middle. Jaden White on the Panthers line. Wild tackle, they'll go left. Lewis put up good chase for the Seagulls. Batted back to Sam Herman, and Sam Herman crosses for the opening try of the game. A combination we'll see a lot of this season is Love, Ahira Love goes straight through the tackle, bunts off one, they go to Jordan Williams, and Jordan Williams goes to the left of the uprights and opens the scoring for the Rabbitohs. On the turn, they get it up on the knee. Corcoran running on the fourth, they go to Bunce, skits around Hodgson, and they'll go in for the Warriors' third try. Chance Bunce, an excitement machine. As Sadler to O'Neill, cut out past the Thompson, and Mark Hines. Out to Dingo, and Dingo's gone in the tackle, and he's crossed for the Rabbitohs. Put down to Zen Markwell, and he's hitting a big tackle. Strange comes away with it, surely not. Logan Strange under the post for the Warriors' 9th try of the match. So final tackle, Tim James goes to Smith, puts in the kick, and Barnes goes in for his third try.
Chat. What if it is?
Hey guys, welcome to the awards night, and I'm here with SRL Komish, my usual host team, Jackson Allison, Tim James, and Joshua Butterfield. How are we, lads?
Yeah, we're good, Liam.
Doing well.
Yeah, and we've got a series of awards to get through tonight, which we'll be talking about soon. So, with further ado, do we want to get started, boys?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so
An exciting time of the year, eh? The SRL season 2's finished.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, now it's time to sort of celebrate some of those players on the field's performances.
okay, so the first award here tonight is the Future Star Award. We've got 4 nominees for this award. So what are our thoughts? So the nominees are Cameron Reynolds, Damien Moana, Joshua Butterfield, who's here, Tyler Anami is the 4th. What do we think on those 4? And who's our 4th?
Yeah, good selections.
I'm going Damien Moana.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damien Moana.
I think he's really good. Season 2.
He's already showed his sort of half potential this season. It'd be crazy to see how he goes next season with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I like. Sorry.
Oh,
I like Reynolds. I think he's been coming off the bench most of the time this year. Am I wrong?
Yep, he has.
Yep.
And he's a unit. He's an absolute unit. It's no other words to describe him. So yeah, next couple seasons, we'll really see him shine, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely got the power and the strength for such a young player. Whether his body can sort of withhold the SRL rigours season after season, we'll have to wait and see. I think Cameron Reynolds and especially the second half of the season for the Rabbitohs, he's started to really step up in that front row, second row. He even played on the wing at one stage, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Tyler Amatangi, the Panthers. He's going for the Cowboys season 3. He had a pretty good season, I felt. Tyler Amatangi in the centres. And we all know that the centre position is not regarded as the most exciting position in Rugby League Live 4.
Yeah.
But he got involved as much as he could have, and really looking forward to see how Amatangi performs in the future for the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys, I like their signings, but it just confuses me. They're signing a bit too many outside backs. Is that just me? For the Cowboys?
Well,
They did sign a lot, yeah, you're not wrong.
hold on. Let me see. Well, Tyler could actually see a move to
Some of
fullback,
the versatile
possibly.
play in other positions as well, so...
Yeah, some of them have secondary positions that might be like half or like maybe even forward. So
who
maybe that's why they signed him.
who would be Tyler Amatangi's competition at fullback?
Moscow?
Is Zach Smith still over there?
Yep. You could play, I think Moscow would actually be his real competition.
Is Moscow a fullback?
Luka Moscow can play fullback, yes.
But I feel like he's more.
He's got that he's really fast. That's for sure, man. Like Luka Moscow, if you look at his speed, I think he's like a 90 speed. So fast fullback, he'd be almost like Sam Herburn.
But who would you move to fullback? Wing. If you took Moscow fullback.
The Cowboys, as I said, have a million outside backs.
We've got Moana and Moscow possibly on the wing.
Yeah, that's who I would think.
I mean, Moscow was an absolute gun on the wing, so I see Amatangi as a pretty solid option at fullback if that's where he plays, and that's why I think he's going to be an exciting prospect for the future. Who else we got there, Liam?
So, for what, the Cowboys fullback? Or
so the emerging player award.
Oh, for the emerging player, you got Cameron Reynolds, Damien Moana, Joshua Butterfield. Those are the other 3.
Yeah, I mean, Joshua Butterfield had a relatively quiet season, most of it off the bench at the Panthers. It was the last 2 or 3 games of the regular season, I think, where Josh made his way into the starting side after the incident with Mason Yates and the scandal that, I guess, came out of kind of that in the background.
No, he won't get it. Didn't have enough game time.
Yeah, but Josh is one of those sort of players that, going into season 3 in Manly, and possibly slotting into the halves, I think that's a pretty exciting prospect. Whether he joins up with Kyle Lewis or Will Kay, I think that's pretty exciting as well.
Yeah. We only have 3 halves, which is interesting. So I think Joshua Butterfield, he really didn't. He had one good game, but he showed glimpses. But I think he also had a lot to improve on before he's a star of the SRL. But yeah, I reckon he could win this award.
It's always hard coming off the bench, isn't it? Yeah, we see it quite often with players coming off the bench. They just don't have the same impact, even if you sub a fullback on. They don't seem to have that same impact.
Yeah, that's really the only thing that frustrated me at the Panthers. I've said this before. I loved the culture. They've got a really strong culture down at the Panthers. But I was just getting. Yeah, I was getting 30 max minutes a game, and we just really didn't have enough time to have a good game, And Chaps came over and he was like, "Oh yeah, we can offer you a starting position." So I was like, "Yeah, definitely."
Yeah. And the last one was Damien Moana.
Yeah. I reckon he'll go good next season for the Cowboys. Obviously this season he didn't really shine. So obviously going to the Cowboys, I reckon he'll have a pretty good season there. You'll get them
I
back
was,
on
a,
their
I was a
feet.
little bit surprised though Moana didn't stand out as much as he did. He had a pretty good nines campaign, but I'm not sure who was playing inside him. It was Taylor Maxwell or Donny Lane, the Warriors, but he didn't seem to get the ball as much as some of the other wingers, like your Joey Kellys,
Yeah.
your Tyler Clays, etc.
Mm.
So, do you want to say the winner now?
Yeah. So the winner is for this award, for the Future Star Award in Season 2, is Damien Moana from the Warriors.
Happy
Yeah,
with
congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Congrats.
that's well deserved.
He's up to the Cowboys next season, eh?
Yeah.
What are his two positions?
Winger. I think he's a
So
winger,
winger,
5'8".
winger, yes.
Field.
And
Okay.
could you see him fitting into the halves?
Well,
at the Cowboys?
I reckon he could just stick
yeah.
back winger.
I reckon he could. I could. Who's the hot Cowboys halves at this rate? Zach Smith and Kawal. That's the only other option I say. If it's not Moana, it would be Smith and Kawal, because they had to let go of K, which is interesting.
Yeah, you're probably right then. It probably will be Smith and Kowal, unless Moana gets that nod from
he is
Captain
vice
Chris
captain
Lord.
though, so.
Yeah, he is too. Yeah.
But are we good to move on to the next award?
Yeah. Well done, Damien Moana.
Yeah, well done him. The most underrated player is now here. We have 4 nominees. Malachi Bergen, Cherry Evans, Attila Settendag, and Mason Remy. What are our we'll first go to Malachi Bergen. What are our thoughts on him?
He won't get it.
Nah, I'm gonna go with Jacko. I don't think he'll get it. I haven't really seen him.
So doesn't have to throw it all the time.
He had a bit of a quiet season too. I felt like the back half of season 1, Malachi Bergen was an absolute beast at the Broncos, and I'm not sure if he's still active. He's actually a free agent at the moment, but I'm not sure if he's still an active player. But yeah, he sort of fell off a little bit in season 2, but got quite a low centre of gravity, quite a hard player to take down, especially close to the line. So.
Cherry Evans, I really like this nomination. Cherry Evans has been he's really underrated. I think he's never talked about, and he should be talked about more. Cherry Evans is a great player, man. Like, people are underestimating that man.
Yeah, he's my pick. Cherry Evans. When I seen him play, he played a fullback, I believe, and seen him stepping a couple times and breaking the line. So I reckon he's a pretty underrated player, and I reckon he can get the award today.
Maybe. Next
He's
nominee
off to the Broncos.
Yeah. But it's a good move for Cherry Evans, I think he's really going to be a good fit at the Broncos. He'll play at centre. I think he's really good at centre. I think he's good at centre or fullback. He can be lights out anywhere. I think he's close to an Australian international at best. So, yeah, Cherry Evans is really good. And our next nominee is Attila Settendag. I don't know if he's underrated. I don't know about Settendag.
I don't think so.
I think he's just right. I think he's rated just right. I don't know with Settendag. What are our thoughts on him?
He's, I don't know. I think he'll get the award. I don't think he'll get it, but he's all right.
He's a player that's got a lot of energy, and I'm not sure if Kobe really knew how to use him this season. There was, one game he'd play 60 minutes, the next game he'd play 40, then the next game he'd play 20. So he was sort of up and down with the amount of minutes that he played each week. But he's quite an aggressive player, and he's quite vocal on the field. I've seen he's cut ahead. I think he had a run in with you, Tim, at one stage in the middle of the park. So he's quite a passionate player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
he's a pretty passionate guy. But he's also like a hard runner and everything, but I don't think he's, good enough to get the most underrated. But, as you said, Comisha, he's a pretty passionate and aggressive guy. So
Yeah, agreed.
it's just my say on him. Who's the next guy, Liam?
Mason Remy from the Panthers. I like this guy. I think he's coming to the Rabbitohs too. So I know a bit about him. Got him. Did some scouting as the vice captain of the Rabbitohs. Got him to come over to the Rabbitohs. So it was a good pickup. I mean, like, he's a really good player. Like, I think, was he averaging over 100 meters a game? He's playing pretty good for the Panthers.
Mason Remy.
I haven't
averaging
seen
102 meters per game.
I don't see him talked about. That's the thing. Mason Remy.
Oh, he plays prop. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
he's up there with Pete Veretto as one of the biggest forwards in the game as well.
Is he really that big? I didn't realise he was that big.
Yeah, I think he's standing at 202. Pete Veretto's 206.
How tall is Cameron Reynolds?
I think he's 212. So Remy's up there. 2 errors this season. He's cleaned it up a little bit since season 1. He had 6 errors in the first season. Only 2 errors this season. So he's obviously worked on that in the off season. But yeah, it's a tough call here between those 4 players. But
do we want to give the
honest?
I'll
announce it, Liam.
Yeah, I'll announce it. And the most underrated player for season 2 of the SRL is Cherry Evans from the Cowboys.
Yep. Happy with that.
Yeah, knew it.
That's a
good pick. Good
Great
pick.
player, Cherry Evans. We'll move on to the next
He got moved from the fullback position after a couple of games of season 2, didn't he?
I didn't agree with
that. Yeah, he did.
But
He sort of moved around a little bit.
He still played well.
Yeah.
So the Broncos, he'll be going up against Sam Herbin for that number 1 jumper.
Yeah. I think he'll play centre.
Who's the other centre there? Is it Simon Hunt or Theo Scott?
No, I think it's gonna be. I don't know, but we should probably move on to the next award. Broncos. I think they've definitely signed someone there. I know that. Michael Crimp or something. Alright, so we'll move on to the next award, which is Best Off the Bench. We've got 4 nominees. Daniel Ngo, Cameron Relentless, Chris Lord, and Isaac Edwards. First going to Daniel Ngo. What are our thoughts on Ngo?
Daniel Ngo. I didn't really hear much about him this season. He plays for Warriors, eh? He's a Warriors player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about him this season, but
he's really good in season 1.
Yeah, he was really good, a couple of seasons ago, but he was really quiet. So I don't really have an opinion on him, but I guess he could.
Daniel Ngo in the semi-finals in season 1, which was against the Warriors playing the semi-finals. Rabbitohs. He scored 2 tries in that game, and then he scored a game in the grand final. So he had a really good end of season 1.
That's my memory of him. That's my biggest memory of him, Daniel Ngo.
Yeah. Had some flashes throughout season 2, but hasn't really got a chance in that starting 13. And I think, as we discussed before, it's really hard for some of these players to make an impact off the bench. And there's only really been a handful of occasions throughout the season where there has been a standout performance off the bench.
Yeah. I don't really say much about him this season, so I don't really have something to say about him.
Yeah.
Who's the next?
It's Cameron Relentless from the Raiders.
Off to the Warriors in season 3. Probably the smallest prop in the game.
Yeah, he's a small fella. He's on the trophy. I think that's him.
Yep, it is.
and he's actually alright. I mean, it's pretty hard to play prop when you're like probably under like 5'11", and you're not really muscly. But he's, when I seen him playing, he definitely knocked over a couple big fellas on the other team. So I reckon he's alright off the bench. Bit of an impact.
Yeah.
That's one of the impact plays I've seen this season. So,
all right. Next nominee was Chris Lord from the Sea Eagles and the new Cowboys captain. What are our thoughts on Chris Lord?
Chris Lord.
Very good second row, versatile, does a lot of work.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Started in the number 13 jumper in the final, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That's where I
He's
seen
a
him
real
play the
leader.
best.
Don't
Yeah, he
remind
is.
me.
Chris Lord, yeah, he scored a try, didn't he, in the grand final?
Scored a try, 122 metres. 18
That's a
odd
solid
tackles.
effort.
That's a solid game from him, eh?
I think that was a big game for Chris Lord in general because, he was taking over from Albi Akarangi, who was, he's up there as one of the top number 13s in the competition. So a lot of pressure on Chris Lord that game, but I think throughout the season he's been one of those players who's come off the bench and he's tried to make an impact as much as he can.
Yeah, I reckon he's my pick for this award. Just showing me on the grand final how well he did. That try he scored, was amazing. So he's probably my pick.
Okay, yeah, all right. It's not a bad pick for Chris Lord. I mean, he's really good at playing lock. I think he'll be good at lock for the Cowboys next season. It sounds like they'll probably play him lock because that's probably his best position, But yeah. So we'll move on to the last nominee is Isaac Edwards from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. He played the majority of the season at that number 16 role. He was really good at that role, Like I think he really played well. Switching with McCartney, that really worked well, What's our thoughts on Isaac Edwards?
Yeah, so he found himself. He was starting for the Rabbitohs in season 1 with Levi Sayer, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And so he started season 2 in the number 6 jumper with you, didn't he, Liam?
That's correct.
But then he got shifted to the bench in round 2 or round 3.
Yeah, after the round 2 loss, he got shifted to the bench, and has swapped with McCartney ever since.
He had a really strong game off the bench. It was towards the end of the season where he sparked. It could have even been the game where. It wasn't the game when Dingo came on. It was the game against the Warriors. Yeah, probably his best game of the season off the bench. And that really sparked that Rabbitohs, I guess, onslaught.
He scored a try and a try assist. It was only like 6-0 when he came on, or 12-0 when he came on. He sparked something. Dingo's got 2 tries in that game, and he was really good that game. Was Isaac Edwards in round 5. So without further ado, we'll present this award. The best off the bench in season 2 of the SRL is from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Isaac Edwards.
Yeah, good on him.
Yeah,
not a bad season for him. And congrats to Isaac Edwards.
Yeah.
How's he going to fit into the Rabbitohs squad for season 3, Liam?
I think he's really training to work on his strength and really to get the strength to really to try and cement his spot in that number 7 role with myself. But it looks like he will because McCartney. It seems like Collins is loving McCartney at lock. So it seems like he'll have competition with Crutcher for that number 7 role. It seems like at this point. Move on to the next award, which is the Rookie of the Year or Rookie of the Season. This is the first time I've done this because in season 1 we were all rookies, so it's basically MVP. But in the nominees are Samuel Lillard, Carl Lewis, Jacob Morrison, and Byron Boone. What are your thoughts on these boys?
Oh, all right. Samuel Lillard. That I've played juniors with him my entire life, and that guy is he's just a hard runner. That guy is. No, but I reckon he really helped the Raiders get to the finals this season, and he's a big boy, hard runner. Helps with all those tackle breaks, and I reckon he's my pick for this award for now.
I'm a bit shocked for this award. To not see John McCartney nominated. Was there any thoughts behind this, Comish? Or Morrison was pretty good, but I was just a bit shocked to not see McCartney's name mentioned in this group.
I think there was quite a few good rookies. You've also got Jesse Bennett,
Yeah.
who would have been close to one of those roles. I think it's really hard to I guess we had quite a few rookies at the start of the season, didn't we? We had 24 rookies, so cutting it down to just 4 was really hard. Jacob Morrison had a great season for the Raiders in the middle, and probably one of the standout centres of the game. And that combination of Lewis and Boone, I guess you can't really break those two apart. And
Manly got the best rookies
in there as well.
I think they really got the best rookies. They probably had the top two of the top 3 or something. They probably had all the top 3. I think the Bennett, Boone, and Lewis were probably top 3. I reckon maybe they got really good pick at rookies.
I mean, Lewis and Boone are going toe to toe with assists up until round 6 when Lewis just pulled away a little bit. But those two Manly players, you'd have to say that they really got Manly in a position where they could make it into the finals. And considering they're rookies, I think that's pretty special.
Yep.
Yeah.
So who's our pick for this one?
Samuel Lillard. I'm going to go with him. I'm just going to go with Samuel Lillard. I'm just going to go with my heart. See how are you guys here?
Yeah.
Jacko, what do you reckon, Jacko? Who do you reckon's going to win Rookie of the Season?
What's the nominees?
Boone, Samuel Lillard, Jacob Morrison, and who else?
Lewis, did you mention Boone?
Yeah, okay, just read out the 4 nominees, Liam.
Lillard, Lewis, Morrison, and Boone are the 4.
Oh, Lewis easily. He's had such a good season. So he's going to be getting another award tonight as well. Even if he misses out, there's another award going his way. So definitely Lewis 9.
Alright. Well, we're going to go to the winner of the Rookie of the Season in Season 2 is going to be from Manly Seagulls, Carl Lewis.
Yeah,
Great job on him.
Good on him.
Great job on him.
Good on him. First Rookie of the Season award in SRL history. It's Carl Lewis. Good on him.
Yeah, man, it's pretty big for a player that's just come into the competition to lead their team to a premiership. And I think he's well deserving of the Rookie of the Season.
Yeah.
Man.
All
right.
We'll go on to the next award. So the next award is Best Off-Season Trade.
Oh,
so
this will be good.
The 4 nominees is myself, Sonny Tyre, Chaz Dingo, and Samuel Aitchison.
Aitchison, yeah. I'd like to see Acho get it, but I don't think he's going to get it, unfortunately.
I was a bit shocked to not see Jordan Williams instead of Sonny Tyre. I thought I think Jordan Williams should have been under the name there too, because I think he was a great addition. I think he's turned into an amazing lock, and really he was really a spark for the Rabbitohs.
Have we done most improved? He might get on there.
Yeah, he might get up there.
I don't think Jordan really improved too much. I just don't think people rate him in season 1.
Well, my off-season pick is probably Chaz Dingo. Obviously, star fullback is to key for the team to have like one of those people, and Chaz Dingo is just the right pick for Rabbitohs. Obviously, scoring around 11 tries. Is that it?
Something around
11,
that.
12, something around there. And he sort of, I just reckon he's out my pick because out of the other nominees, Chaz Dingo had more of an impact on the team. So yeah.
For me, it's between Ryan and Dingo, and I think you just decide which one's been better out of them. Very close. Yeah. I'm going to say Dingo just. That's my opinion.
I'm not going to be biased, and I'll just count my name out of the list, and I'll just go Chaz Dingo.
But come on, see matches, and I hope you get it, mate. Great friend of mine. So.
I mean, nine tries this season for Dingo compared to 4 in season 1.
He had the.
He did have a bit of an underwhelming season 1. Many were still calling him the best fullback in the competition, but 4 tries in the first season, 9 in the second, and I think it's a solid option. Best off-season trade, but we'll wait and see what Liam announces.
Okay, so the best off-season trade in season 2 was from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Chaz Dingo.
Yeah, that was expected. That was expected.
Signing. Very
great
good
signing, but he's obviously left the Rabbitohs back to his original
2 seasons in a row.
Yeah, could get 2 seasons in a row.
He gets next season, has a good season. So
has an impact on many.
Yeah, I mean, back to Brookvale for season 3, and I guess we have to wait and see how he goes. As mentioned before, he did have a bit of an underwhelming first season at Manly, but lots has changed since then. And so it'll be interesting to see how he has an impact.
Yeah. So we'll go on to the next award now. It is the most improved player. Our 4 nominees for this award are TJ Ashford, Jack O'Neill, Patrick Corcoran, and Brodie Kennedy.
Oh, I got one that instantly comes to mind.
Yeah.
I think all 4 of these have. I would maybe say that 3 are on a different level to Corcoran. I don't know if he's improved too much. I don't know.
I think there's one. There's a clear cut.
I think the other 3 are on a different level of improved.
I think with Ashford, Ashford was an inactive who was picked up in the off-season trades. So he was picked up by the Warriors. It's pretty much a player just to fill up the squad, and he started on the bench. He started off on the bench, but he's become active and he's upgrading every week now. And it was him and Jason Farah. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, possibly it was just the Storm, and he's back. He's active at the Warriors, and he fought out with Jason Farah for that starting spot, and I think it was around about round 3 or round 4 where I guess it was decided that Ashford and McGilly would partner up, and Farah moved to the bench.
Yeah.
So, I think he's worthy of being nominated for the most improved player, but there's definitely some players that have made some huge strides in season 2.
Yeah. I think the next one is a real huge example of that. Jack O'Neill, man. Oh,
he's done so much.
He's trained. He has worked so hard over the off season to change his game. He has went from Jack O'Neill was good in finals week 1 for the Rabbitohs. He's showing glimpses of what he's shown this season. He is so good, man. I think he's a top 2 or 3 half in top 2. Actually, I think he's top 2 halves. He's improved so much.
If we had an award for like in the NRL how they have the Ken Stephen medal, he would get it because he's done so much good stuff off the field.
Off the
Ken
field.
Stevens
magazine. He's doing the fight night. He's got all of it. He's done so much off the field as well as on it. So he's my pick personally. I think he's had a really good season.
Yeah. Yeah, he's my pick definitely. He last season for the Rabbitohs he was inactive. I heard, and that he was a bench player. And now just look at him. He's obviously done so much for the Raiders and for the SRL. Obviously doing the magazine and Fight Night, and just helping out so much. I think he's worthy of this award. So
he was the 5th player to ever sign up to the SRL and went to the Rabbitohs in season 1. And I think he went inactive for at least 3 or 4 weeks in the middle of the season, and so he was thrown back to the bench, and never got a start again at the Rabbitohs. I think it could have been, was it the semi-final where he got a start?
Because
season 1.
I think Jack Collins was done with Sayre. He was literally Sayre was just he wasn't playing well, and it was just got to the point where, hey, I'm gonna start O'Neill. The thing that Jai was worried about was O'Neill's kicking game, which O'Neill was actually amazing at kicking. That was
got 5 40-20s this season.
He was amazing. His best part is his kicking, and playmaking. I don't know. Jai Collins probably regretting not starting him earlier. Maybe because maybe that would have kept him.
What's even more amazing
coached
is he
by
was
Carrara,
inactive
wasn't he?
in season 1.
What? What did you say?
He was inactive in season 1.
I know that, yeah. But I think he turned active around 6 or something. Yeah.
You got Patrick Corcoran. For the Warriors, so starting hooker.
I don't think he's on the same level as these other 3, as most improved from improving.
Solid season. Solid. But
he's had a solid season, actually, Patrick. Seen a bit of him.
Good season. I mean, how do you determine how good a hooker is in Rugby League Live 4?
You really can't, to be honest.
You can't. It's hard as.
Because they are the only thing that's going to turn a hooker apart is how the team goes. If the team goes well, that's it. Usually the best team is the best hooker. What you call the best hooker. That's usually 99% of the time, that's the best hooker. That people say the best hooker is. So that's
interesting you say that, because so hookers are usually averaging around about 200 metres per game. Because obviously they touch the ball, they run with the ball quite a bit. Aaron O'Hare only ran for 80 metres in that grand final. And that was one stat that really stood out to me, was that all other hookers are usually running between 150 and 220 metres.
I think that was because Aaron O'Hare, he was taken off though.
In the 70th minute.
In the 70th?
In the 70th, yeah. So he played 70 minutes. But yeah. So those running meters for the hookers, must be something to do with it. And I think Patrick Corcoran, I can't remember exactly how many he was averaging. I'll have a quick look at it here. But he was up there towards the top of the table, averaging 165 meters per game. 6 tackle breaks. 6 assists.
Who's this for?
Corcoran.
Huh?
Yeah, averaging 165 metres per game, 6 tackle breaks, 6 assists, 1 try. So I guess you got the combined. You got the tackle breaks and you've got the assists. 6 assists for a season. That's at least one good game kind of thing. And then last but not least, Brodie Kennedy.
He is. Yeah. He is. I always rated him. I've always rated Brodie Kennedy. This is something that I think he's more of an underrated pick than improved, because Brodie Kennedy, I still thought he was at the start of the season, and I still state to my fact. So I still state to this. I think Brodie Kennedy is a top 3 fullback. I've said at the start of the season. I'm still gonna say he's a top 3 fullback. He is incredible, and no one talks about him. Like, I don't see anyone talk about Brodie Kennedy.
Yeah, he's pretty good. When he first Parramatta at near the end of the season, around there, while I was playing, he managed to score 2 tries and one of them were fulfilled. So that really showed him how good of a fullback he is.
Yeah.
He can do that against a hard team.
He scored 4 tries this season. I guess you've mentioned it a few times, Liam, about how fullbacks always have good games, or they always seem to play a lot better than everyone else on the park. Their stats always show that. I think Brodie Kennedy is one of those players who's just sort of throughout the season just getting better and better. And as you just said, Tim, he scored 2 great tries versus the Eels towards the end of the season. That's when the Panthers was just sort of, I won't say they were falling apart, but the bounce of the ball just wasn't going their way in those last couple of games.
But everything was going their way to start the season, to be fair. I think I noticed that in their first 3 or 4 games, nothing went wrong for the Panthers. They were getting that ball to bounce. They were getting everything to go their way. Where at some point, some things just don't go your way. And that's what happened to the Panthers. Things just did not go their way in the end of the season. Brodie Kennedy was a shining light in those last 3 or 4 games. He was still really good. And just improving massively. So
who's their winner?
So the winner of the most improved player in season 2, the SRL, is from the Canberra Raiders, Jack O'Neill.
Yeah,
well deserved. Well deserved.
Well done, Jack.
Congrats,
what a story, eh?
That man can work wonders. He definitely can, bro. Obviously, he's helped the SRL out a lot.
He's a bloke.
He's one of the nicest blokes I've known in the SRL.
He is so
good.
And
good work to Jacko.
I think Jack O'Neill is a perfect example of you can turn from inactive and come back from the death and come back. It is okay to be inactive and come back. There's no problem with that. So I think it's really showed courage for him to come back from being inactive and really start going in the SRL and moving the SRL in this way. So good for Jack O'Neill,
Yep.
Next award.
Next award, Captain's Award. The nominees, the 4 nominees. So 4 captains got nominated, 4 didn't. The 4 were Jai Collins, Kane Chapman-Kenny, Kobe Johnston, and Nathan Fisher.
I'll probably go with Kane. The way he handled the
Corey Ball situation.
You can say the way he handled the situation halfway through the season was incredible. And he's a really verbal captain. I see, and he's always talking in the SRL chat. And he was always backing his boys and everything. And he's honestly just a great bloke, and he's just always out there to help his mates. So I reckon he could get this award.
Me and Kane have a great relationship. He's a really good bloke. And me and him have some banter sometimes, just because we that's the kind of relationship we have. But me and Kane are pretty. He's a great bloke. I know that he's a really good captain. I think he really, and he said a couple of times, he's took the captaincy off Dingo when he was in apprenticeship with Dingo. Basically, he's really turned his game into a masterclass. So I reckon he's going to be an Australian international because he was really good as a player too. I'd love to back Jai Collins. I'd love to back him.
Yeah, I'd also love to back Kobe. Obviously that guy wasn't as loud in the public chats, but during games and when we've lost or when we've won, he's always going off in the private chats, and he's always hyping us up and everything and getting us ready. And obviously he's leaving the Eels to go to Cowboys, but he's just great bloke, and he's my runner-up for the award for
I
me.
was surprised Rahul Kaval didn't get in there, to be honest.
Yeah,
Thought
Rahul
he did pretty good with the Raiders. I probably would have put him over Fisher in nominee, but
What was that got from Fisher and
I'm
was there
going
any
Kane as well. I
was
think
there any
he did
thought
really
on
well for the Eagles.
Fisher? Why did he get in?
I think Nathan Fisher. He actually won the award last season, and Nathan's just as a captain off the field, the way he runs the team. He's formed a leadership team within the Panthers, and he holds himself well. Doesn't get up into any, doesn't cause any issues within the community, and just make sure that everything's done at the Panthers club, I guess up to standards. It's not just on-field performances, the captain's award. It's just in general, how do they perform as a captain on and off the field?
Yeah, I guess I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the winner of this award. And the Captain's Award winner in Season 2 of the SRL is from the Manly Sea Eagles, the captain and the Premiership winner, Kane Chapman Kenny, otherwise known as Chaps, or the Chaptain.
Good on him.
He won't be the funny thing is, he won't be captain anymore next season. He
won't be the captain next season.
He'll be the vice captain.
Yeah, the vice captain. Congratulations, the vice captain. Obviously well deserved, and hope to see you going good next season, mate.
Yeah.
What a turnaround for Manly, though. From season 1 where they only picked up the 2 wins. And those wins, I think, were in round 5 and round 6.
They were.
Yeah.
No, I think it was round 4 and 5.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Round 4 and 5, losing their first 3 games of the season, and then obviously Dingo leaving, Lennox Prakash leaving, and then Kane Chapman Kenny and Matthew Harris as vice captain, rebuilding the side, bringing in some rookies, and taking them to a title.
Yep.
What a great achievement.
Yeah. We'll go to the next award, and I believe it is Club of the Season. I just want to ask, what is Club of the Season?
Club of the season is, it's not on-field performance, it's all off-field. So how you do your admin, you do your all your due diligence about getting your team lists in on time, you all that sort of off-field stuff.
It was essentially the best managed team, pretty much.
Not team of the season, club of the season.
Okay, interesting.
What's the nominees?
The Panthers, the nominees are Panthers, Raiders, Seagulls, Rabbitohs.
Oh, Jesus, all right.
I actually have one here I like. I think
I was sort of expecting Eels to go up there, but I don't really. It doesn't really matter because we're not.
If Jacko, tell us who you think.
I think Rabbitohs. I think Jai Holmes is always on top of it. He's got the team list. He's always, he's been very successful in his 2 seasons, especially this season.
I mean, is he one of the
made a lot of good decisions.
Is he one of the only captains that I think the way he handles the team is really good. But the thing that sets, I think that everything was done on time. Like admin was really good from the Rabbitohs. And it was all done on time. I think compared to some other teams, like all the admin was done, like it was always up to date, and it was always really good from the Rabbitohs. So.
Yep. Well, Manly could always get it. Kane Chapman Kenny. Captain. He does stuff well off the field, so they've managed most of their issues pretty well.
Yeah.
So I think either of them.
All 4 of these clubs have done really well at forming leadership teams as well. Earlier on in the season, all 4 clubs, they had those leadership groups where they had scouts, they had vice captains, they had team admins, and they're just really organised.
Yep.
Yeah, I think these 4 clubs really set apart from the other 4.
I'm actually interested to see this because this is probably the first award which isn't probably super clear cut. Like it could be any of the four. I'm actually interested to see who wins this one. So
okay, so
Yeah,
the club of the season. We'll just get club of the season for season 2 in the SRL was the Penrith Panthers.
Oh wow,
that was unexpected.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah, didn't see that one coming, but I think they deserve that.
So, Comish, what's the thought process behind that one?
So obviously I'm a part of all the, I guess, the private chats and the team leadership groups, and I just see some really good leadership going on at the Panthers at the moment. You know, they're a bit down at the moment, obviously, and they're not very vocal within the SRL community over the last couple of weeks, for obvious reasons. You know, two seasons in a row, missing out on the 4. But overall, the Panthers and Nathan Fisher, Lachlan Martin, James Thorne, those 3 are in the leadership group, and the amount of work that they go through, you know, James Thorne in particular, like the amount of scouting he does of players.
What does he do?
Looking at their stats for trading, transfers, and things like that. The amount of work that goes on in the background is quite phenomenal.
I think Thorne is a mathematics nerd. He spends, from what I've heard, he's a absolute. I think Josh Butterfield, who isn't here for other reasons, I think he could tell us how much Thorne loves being a mathematician and loves his numbers. So Thorne, from what I've heard, loves his numbers and is very good with his maths. I think the Panthers really handled themselves well, but they just did not really they didn't make finals, and it's kind of heartbreaking for them in the SRL community.
Oh, just put yourself in their shoes, eh? You know, 2 seasons in a row. You know, season 1, you know, not as bad as season 2. Obviously, season 2 they pretty much led the whole comp, or up there in the top 2 for the whole season, and just fell off at the end, and quite unbelievable if you actually have a look at where they were in, you know, round 5. So yeah, it would be tough.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, so the next award we have is SimVP. Can we do we actually have the votes for all the from round 4 onwards?
Yeah, I can get those for you guys. You guys start talking about those 4 nominations, and
I just want to read them out. Like, I just want to read
quickly.
So
Is this our last award?
No, this isn't our last award. I think.
I think we've still got. Have we?
2 more, isn't it?
Let me check this my slideshow. Oh no. Shit. We'll just shoot. Alright, but can we ring up the SimVP votes?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, it should be on the website now.
Dotting on the website.
Yeah, now everyone's going to go on the website. Let's just announce it, Liam.
Alright, so
the nominations on.
So the nominees are Jack O'Neill, Eli Barnes, Chance Bunt, and Chaz Dingo.
Stacked 4 nominees.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I'm pretty happy to see Jack O'Neill up there. Obviously that guy's impacted the Raiders a lot, but I'm gonna go with my teammate Eli Barnes, the Barnesy mate. I'm gonna go with him to win the MVP.
I think all 4 deserve to win it for different reasons, which is actually pretty good to see. So, I'm liking Eli Barnes.
Where is it on the website?
Some really good games.
I've hidden it I've hidden it for now, but I'll wait until it's announced, then we can go through it.
So if we look at it, Eli Barnes, he scored what? Like, was it 11 tries, something like that? 11 tries. He had a game where he scored 4, a couple of games where he scored 3, had a game with 500 meters. I just think he was really good for the Eels. That's my pick personally. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a twist in this, and it's one of the others that gets it.
So
I wouldn't be surprised.
the next,
Could we?
we're just gonna move through. I'm just
Wait,
gonna.
is it possible you could do them like from 4 to 1, so you go with the lowest and we work our way up? Is that possible?
Nah, because I have the votes.
Oh, okay.
I just have this. Okay, so the winner of the SMVP for season 2, it was a joint tie. Eli Barnes and Chaz Dingo win the joint tie.
Wow.
First joint pair to win.
So each of the round robin games had someone in the community who did 3-2-1s. And so there's 4 people throughout the season who did a game each week, and
I know one.
and all the points added up. Eli and Chaz both ended up on 11 points. So I guess I could have selected who I felt was the best out of the 2, but I thought they're both on 11 points. Best thing to do is just say they're both voted the Sim VP for season 2.
So can we go through the round 4 to 7, the rounds that weren't actually announced? Can we actually go through and tell us? Can we say who's like? Can you tell us like the votes for every single game from that?
I haven't got them written down.
Haven't you? So
they'll be in my private chats.
What was what's the order? What is like the order? Can you at least tell us?
It's up online now. So you got Eli Barnes, Chaz Dingo on 11 points. You got Sam Herbin on 9, Jack O'Neill on 8, Byron Boone on 7, Tim James on 7, Kobe Johnston on 7, Samuel Robinson on 7, and then to round out the top 10, Patrick Corcoran on 6 and Mark Iron on 6.
I was tied top 10 though. I was 12 with 6.
Wow, that's pretty good for me. Didn't expect myself to get up there.
I think there's a few ties, though. That's for sure. I'm happy.
Did I get any points?
I'm happy with getting 6 points. I started the season terribly.
Yeah.
So Dingo people thought Dingo couldn't win because he was because Dingo couldn't win. People thought Dingo wasn't going to win because there was too much star power in the Rabbitohs. And the thing was, a lot of people's predicted MVP was the Chance Bunce. Which
I think with Eli as well, Eli probably picked up. I can't remember what he picked up. It's too long ago, but he scored 4 tries in one game. There was 2 games where he scored hat tricks. So there's probably 9 points right there. You'd probably say that he picked up 3 points in each of those 3 games. But the remaining 4 games of the season, he only picked up 2 points. Whereas I think Dingo picked up a lot more 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Yeah.
So it would actually be quite good to actually see what games players picked up points, but I haven't got them written down. I'd have to find them in the chats, which could go back quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but Lachlan, you did get some points. I've found you down here, number 34. 2 points, mate.
Is Jacko any points?
It's Lachlan.
Thomas, did I get anything?
So I'm just talking. Oh, sorry. Lachlan. Jackson. I thought I was talking to Lachlan for a moment.
No.
I don't think you would have got anything. And let's see, it goes up to 48 players.
My last
47. Pete Bretto got. Luke Thompson only got 1 for the season. Wow.
Yes.
He would've got
Well,
treated
his
at finals,
performance, his best performance of the season was the semi-final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
easily.
And there were no points. It was only rounds 1 to 7.
Yeah.
There were no points allocated during the finals.
Yep. Interesting.
So yeah, no, Jackson, I can't see any points beside your name, but you had other points, averaging just over 80 meters a game.
Actually,
Solid considering you weren't playing the full 80.
Yeah, no, I don't think I deserved any points. I didn't play well enough. I thought
Nah,
the game
next
against
season, mate.
Manly, I was alright. I thought against Manly, I played. Those were one of my better games, but yeah,
Jackson, it's always next season, mate.
Yeah.
Don't get too far ahead of yourself. Don't
it's all
put yourself
good.
down.
It's all good.
Don't put yourself down, mate.
Especially after your Nines campaign, eh? I mean, you did a massive Nines campaign to start season 2.
Oh, that was so good. That was easily the best moment of my career.
Yeah.
Nines is my game, honestly. If we
Are
played
you
again,
talking about just
it's gonna be the
SimWorld?
best.
Or are you talking about in real life as well?
Sure, I'll say I'm pretty good at nines in real life as well. Even though I'm probably not.
It's easier to play nines in real life, to be honest. When there's less people on the field, I mean, it's gonna be easier,
Yeah. So we got one more award, Liam?
I think yep. So we got the last award of the night, which is the team of the season. Like, this is now a full team, so I'll just go through it. Okay, so 1 is Eli Barnes, got ahead of Chaz Dingo.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Two is actually, I think it's a bit controversial. We'll just go wingers. 2 and 5 are Joey Kelly and Luka Moscow. I would actually rank KCK higher than Joey Kelly.
Yeah.
Easily.
I reckon KCK could have been in there, but it's up to Comish, mate. Can't really do much about his word, can ya?
Kane had a pretty quiet season, really. And I think he'd be one of the first to admit it, that his first 5 or 6 games of the season were relatively quiet. It wasn't till Manly really made that push towards the finals at the very end. I think around about when they beat the Panthers round 5. It was when Kane started to find some form. Whereas Joey was clearly the best player at the Broncos.
Nah,
season.
True.
I didn't think Joey was the best Broncos player.
When you put it like that,
I think-
Comish, I guess
I think Atchison was the clear better player.
Yeah, Atchison played well as well, actually.
All right, you want to talk about the others, Liam?
So the centers were Jacob Morrison, Robbie Elms.
I like
I
that.
thought he was quiet until the grand final.
Yeah, Robbie Elms, quiet. Yeah, he shouldn't be in there. He just shouldn't be in there. I'm just going to be shut up.
Who else could have been the centres then?
Jai Collins? No.
Not Jai Collins. Maybe. Ooh.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
You're giving me a tough
A
one.
hard one.
I could.
You give me. Yeah, nah.
Michael Crimp.
Michael Crimp. He was really good, actually. He was really good.
It was good.
Cherry Evans.
Cherry Evans.
That was in my top of my head. Yeah, maybe him.
I thought he was pretty good, but
so it's actually quite a hard one, centres. I mean,
centres aren't
Tyler and Ramingi.
Tyler Matangi, yeah, he played well.
Just a hard position to pick, pretty much, because I don't really do much at the centres in our rugby league level.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Robbie Elms. He had a great finals campaign for Manly. He had a couple of assists this season. Scored the 1 try, which centres aren't scoring many tries, but it's probably one of the hardest positions to pick. Is the centres.
No, well deserved. They both had good seasons, I guess. So, yeah.
The halves are Carl Lewis and Jack O'Neill. I'm missing out, which I think I was good, but I still think that probably O'Neill and Lewis were still probably better than me. I would probably agree with that one.
I think if you choke yourself in there with O'Neill Liam, that's the Australian halves combo right now. So that's a bit of a hint. But yeah, Kyle Lewis, good season, well deserved, I guess. But
Rookie of
I
the
don't
year
know.
and 5'8" for the year.
Yep. Okay, that's fair
It
enough.
was a tough one. I think when I was looking at these, it was, Liam and Kyle were pretty even, and to be honest, I did have Liam just ahead of Kyle before that grand final.
What was
But
it?
after that grand final
After the
performance, I
grand
think
final.
Kyle just pushed himself in front.
Yeah.
And that's where that's come from. I think you said it before, Liam. You had a pretty quiet start to the season, probably the first 3 rounds, and then that back half of the season, you really got your hands on the ball a lot more, and you're picking up at least sort of 2, sometimes 3 assists per game, and you sort of got yourself back up into that top 2 or 3. And what are we basing on? 5/8s or the halves, the 6 and 7s. What is the most important stat for a 6 and 7? Is it assists?
I don't.
Kick meters?
I mean, people say it's kick meters, but I don't rate halves that just can kick. I think you need to do more than that, and that's why I don't rate Dawn as much as other people do. I think Dawn
makes a lot of errors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of errors.
He has like 10. He had 9 errors in 7 games. That's shocking.
Yeah, but Kyle's been out in front. Sometimes tied with Boone, but out in front in regards to the halves for assists the whole season. And like I said, it was really hard to sort of pick this comp, this position. I mean Jack O'Neill. What a story, and he was going to be in the mix somewhere, 6 or 7. But yeah, Kyle Lewis had a great grand final, and I think he deserves to be in that team of the season.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Props, I guess.
The props are Brad Goodwin and 10 John Nenner.
Oh, I like that. I think that's good.
John Nenner was a bit quiet in round 5. I didn't see too much of his dominance, really. I don't know.
I agree. That was a tough one.
I think Matthew Harris, you could have chucked him there, maybe.
Yeah, you could have chucked.
Yeah.
Matthew Harris.
The props
maybe.
just didn't seem to have as much impact this season. Whether it was because of the interchange,
it was. Yeah, it would be because of the interchange.
Yeah,
because you can't because of those 2 interchanges, the 2 that come off, then come back on at prop.
Yeah, and so and I think Jackson, that's one of the reasons why you just saw your stats go down. Like Luke Malchus is another player who just didn't get as many minutes and meters compared to the first season, and I think all props was sort of falling under that umbrella of just not getting as many minutes and meters as they have done in previous seasons. So it was actually quite a hard position to pick the front row. I think Brad Goodwin's been a standout
maybe
all
Lenny.
season.
Maybe Lenny should have been in there.
No.
Yeah, Lenny did.
Lenny
he
had
sort of hovered around
He had
prop
about
and
100
lock, but
meters per game.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
But I reckon
good.
he's a better lock than prop. Better lock than prop, Liam. So
Luke Shaw, very quiet.
Lenny got
this season as well.
109 per game. What did John Nenai get? John Nenai with only 92.
Yeah.
oh well.
How many tackle breaks?
For John Nenai, he got tackle breaks. For John Nenai, he got 0 tackle breaks. Lennox Prakash got
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. I guess it all depends on, the impact they had on the game as well. John Nenai scored some great tries. It's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were some good tries.
Yeah. Where is he? 92.
Yeah. So we'll go to the 2 second rows. 11 David Barner, 12 Kobe Johnston. I don't know. Does Kobe Johnson count as a second rower? I think he counts as a lock.
That's where he played like every.
He played majority of his games.
Yeah, he played there every season.
I think Lockie Martin could have gotten there though.
Yeah, I think Lachlan
Maybe.
Who's
Martin should have got
who's
in
the
there.
other second row there? Who's
I
the other
think
one?
Lachlan Martin probably should have
Barner.
got in there instead of Kobe.
Barner.
I think Martin was better.
I think Barner and Martin were the two form second rowers of the comp. Personally, that's what
Yeah,
I
I
would have thought.
agree. I think they're the top two second rowers.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Lachlan Martin averaging 147 metres per game. Kobe
Yeah.
Johnson 142.
What did
Um,
Kobe
They're all
Johnson?
the same.
Kobe Johnson did have 2 more tackle breaks, so.
yeah, so
What the hell?
that's why he's up there too.
Bo Sadler got 14 tackle breaks.
Yeah.
Probably most in that game against the Panthers. Probably.
we're going to go
Right.
back to hooker or?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
you guys
hooker,
are
yeah.
forgetting the
Oh, I
main
forgot about the
position.
hooker, yep. The hooker. The hooker of the year was Team James, who's here tonight.
Congrats
Right.
on the panel.
Who's thoughts on him?
Yeah, you know, it's good. It's good to win the award. Feels great. You know, having a great season, and you know, obviously losing in the finals, but doesn't matter because you know, hook of the year. It's an honour, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, I think that's what
4
it deserved.
assists this season, Tim.
Did really well.
Yeah. I mean, you know, 5 assists last season, I think. So I didn't have much of a good passing game, but you know, tries, tackle breaks, you know, that's all that came in. And I worked on it during the off season, so I developed all that stuff, and you know, obviously that put me up to hook of the year, so it feels good.
Yep,
Congratulations.
Fine with that.
Yeah, cheers, Comish.
Yeah, I think Tim James well deserved.
Yeah, I agree. All right, lock.
Lock was Terrain Fetu from the Raiders.
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah,
either
that's
him or Jordan Williams. Probably no debate
I
there.
think Terania Fedu
yeah, nah,
would have got most underrated because he was up there and one of the most
yeah.
underrated.
I think
But
who was
could
it
have,
talking
yeah.
about enough?
even Jordan Williams, so good.
Yep.
So I don't know. No, I'm alright with Terania Fedu getting in there.
Yeah, me too. I think I'd personally rather Jordan Williams, but to be honest, I'm always gonna rather a player that I played but all my career with. Like I played juniors, I played all with Jordan, so it's next season with the first season I'm not playing with Jordan in my career.
Yeah,
Wow.
Fetu deserves that. You know, good on him.
It's well
He is
deserved.
also underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on him,
Oh, so
mate.
that was the last game. Sorry, the last award.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we have another one to give out actually. We need to discuss the grand final.
Discuss the
We got an
grand.
award. You want to go
Yeah.
over it? Just
Yeah.
recap it quickly.
Can we not?
Not
Can
the
we
greatest
not?
night.
We probably should have done it at the start to get rid of my So I forgot about this. I don't want to really talk about this, but let's talk about it anyway.
Yeah, let's go over the grid final, Liam. So Liam, what are your thoughts on the grand final?
It was not a good game.
Yeah, you reckon it was a good game?
Nah, it was not a good game for me, bro. I mean, I lost to Manly. Fair play to them. I mean, their rookies were too good. Lewis outplayed me, man. So.
Were you surprised by this Comish that the Rabbitohs lost in the grand final? Yeah, nice. Yeah. So much.
Was I surprised? I was surprised by the scoreline.
Yeah.
I think anything can happen in a final. You know, it's the final. You know, whichever team gets to the final has deserves to be there and has worked hard to get there. So you know, it really comes down to 80 minutes of footy, and Manly came out strong, and whether it was the Rabbitohs who were sort of still suffering from that hard game against the Raiders the week before, that was a big game to come back and beat the Raiders in the semi-final, and whether that's possibly taken some of the puff out of some of the Rabbitohs. I'm not too sure. I guess only Liam could answer that one, but I guess the scoreline for me was the surprising factor. I wasn't surprised that Manly won. I thought that either team could win it, but it was just a bit of a blowout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
46.
I thought
Jeez.
something that I'll always regret is I actually said if Eels beat because Matthew Harris actually told me that it's something that can help if you want players like if you're playing a lethal fullback who can step in like to stop them stepping. You can sometimes do +2 basic tackle. If the whole team does that, maybe that's gonna help with that. I probably should have I regret not encouraging the team to and Jai as well getting everyone to upgrade +2 basic tackle because like that would have I reckon and that at least to see if that work to try and stop Sam Herburn like. It was just I regret not doing that. That's my biggest regret.
But yeah, 46-22, so 68 points. There was 70 earlier in the season, meaning a total of 138 for the season at the 2 games they played, which is a lot to say the least. So,
was there a turning point in that game? Was there a moment in that game
Luka
where
Moscow dropping the ball over the line for the second time of the season?
Chased down by Robbie Elms.
Manly were just on top
Oh my god, can that kid put the ball down? I mean, he did that he dropped it against the Cowboys over the line. And then he dropped it in a crucial point here. I mean, that was heartbreaking, bro. I think if Moscow didn't drop that, I think we could have won that game as well. I think
definitely a big turning point. I mean, you guys were, I think, down by 12,
and we were just
possibly 16. But
I think it was 12 at that point. But then if we had scored that, we're down 6, and we score again, then we're tied it up. But I think Moscow, it's not. Is it really as hard as he made it seem to put the ball down?
I thought it was a good chase by Elms, though. Elms showed some good speed after that initial break from Moscow.
Something that we saw, though, I was really shocked about was Vico Rasmussen. He was contained in a massive way.
Just seems like Manly seem to contain you all.
I mean,
they all managed to shut you all down.
Yeah, stat that was really that I've actually I was doing by my like just personal interest. That was the first time since round 2, season 1 that I ran for less than 100 meters.
Wow, interesting.
Round 2, season 1 was that was the first time since then I ran for less than 100 meters.
Yeah, I noticed that stat as well, and it sort of comes back to the Aaron O'Hare stat. You guys both only ran 80 meters, and whether it's one of the most telling stats for a halves position, I'm not too sure. But yeah, you were probably averaging around about 160 to 180 meters per game.
Most halves I'm near the top in that stat, I reckon. Probably am the top because there's not many halves that can average over 115 or 120. Like you look at, I think Dawn would average about. Dawn barely runs for over 100 meters. He barely does that. He probably does it twice a season. And then you see like other halves too, like Jack O'Neill. He sometimes doesn't run for over 100. He does that fairly often. Like there's a few good halves that don't run for over 100 meters. So I don't know if it really defines a half. That's the thing with the halves. I don't know. That's the thing. You don't know what defines them in rugby league I4. You don't know what defines halves. What stat defines them.
Well, we got our last award for the night to give out. If we want to go ahead with it, it's the Tim James Medal. But basically, what it is, it's basically the Clive Churchill Medal. So basically, man of the match for the grand final. Obviously, Tim, one of my co-hosts here, won it in season 1. But yep, for the season 2, the winner of this prestigious award is Kyle Lewis. Congrats, mate. That's 3 awards for the night. Did very good.
Right.
A rookie,
Kyle,
I think he played really well in the semi-final. I mean, the grand final. So
yeah, good on Kyle Lewis, mate.
yeah,
He's
big winner
he
out of the
obviously had
night.
a gun game in the grand final, as I've seen. So he deserved that award. That's an honour to be alongside him with the finals winners.
I mean, he
So
did. He carried on his form, 3 assists, 281 kick meters, 125 run meters. Just an all-round performance.
Yeah, it was just insane form during that game. He showed himself that he's not giving up that game, and
Yeah, 100%.
he managed to win on the grand final. So good on him.
You know what's the interesting thing about Jack O'Neill and Kyle Lewis? They've got something else in common.
Yeah,
they're both rated
61.
61.
Well, they both
overall ratings are 61. Both of them.
Comes to show that gold players don't really matter.
I think something that really, I'll say it right now. Dawn is the only reason Dawn's compared to O'Neill and up there in the top 2 or 3 is because of his overall. Like, I don't think he'd get this much recognition if he was if he was a 61 overall. Like,
what's up with you and Thorn?
You got seem to be beefing.
Yeah, you got something to tell us, Liam?
No, I don't. I'm just saying, bro. Like, what I think.
Yeah, no, you've definitely got something against him because you've been chatting about him all night and just saying negative stuff.
I think he doesn't like it because they have the same overall.
I mean, we are the same overall and the same
fighting for the top position. No, but I've never seen someone hate someone like this so bad that they have to go on the talk show and just chat about them all night. So there's obviously
about someone all night. So
there's obviously some beef going on in the background. I don't know why you didn't, chose to fight him and not Charlie Butler. Why don't you guys?
Yeah, you got a big fight coming up, Liam. How you feeling about that? You
I'm actually alright.
Moving around the ring, all right?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Mate, I'm just telling you, Charlie Butler's got the feet of Muhammad Ali, mate. He will just move. He's got the moves, mate.
Has he got
better watch out, Liam.
I'm a bit of a what am I? I forgot what I picked. I'm a bit of a I think I'm a bit of like a mover of my own. I think I picked an archetype that makes me move around and kick. I think I'm a kickboxer too. So.
Yeah, Charlie Butler's got like a fist of fury, mate. Like he'll knock you out in one punch, Liam, mate. You better watch out for that. They ain't gonna be backing down from anything.
Yep.
I think it'll be a good fight. I think it'll be a good test for me against Butler.
Speaking of the fights, we've got that's Sunday next week. But this time next week we have a Jack O'Neill on to talk all stuff fight night. So that'll be our last episode.
Yeah. So
yeah. What are our thoughts on do we have any thoughts on that on the fight night in general? Because it's only a week away now.
It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited for that.
Didn't realise it was a week away. It's crazy.
It's a week away tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's always good to get the footy players to do something else. It's great to see them fighting. So, it'd be good fun, Obviously bring everyone back together.
I think everyone will really enjoy this event. I think it'll be something that people look forward to.
Hopefully we can see a few knockouts too. That'd be exciting. Not so much throwing of the towel, but more knockouts. So
no, be good to see a couple of knockouts. None of that. Just finishing off. It's a bit boring. It'd be good to see some knockouts.
Yeah, especially in the heavyweight, that'd be awesome. That's what I'm looking forward to. K9 versus Malchus. That's the one fight I can't wait to see.
that is a great fight. You know,
Yeah,
two
Knight
big boys.
Malchus is a great fight. I think both of them are really looking to show why they're in the heavyweight title, and they're also both they're both very big blokes, and I think they're both very quiet but very they have something in common. They're very quiet but very hardworking, and I think that's what
Both
they have.
captains.
Yeah, Marcus isn't the captain anymore.
Oh,
Certainly
well,
someone
was.
to be in the leadership group at the Raiders, though. So
Yeah. So, is that it?
I think so.
Is that it, Lee? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it, guys.
we'll end the stream here. Thanks for everyone watching the SRL Awards night. Yep. Thanks for everyone coming tonight. I just want to say thanks to everyone from the SRL 180 team. We'll be back next week for the last episode of SRL 180 for